Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to replant some of my sequoia trees. It's end of March, end of February, and I think it's about time these 2-year-old sequoia trees, which look amazing, get some bigger pots. So I'm replanting them from this into this. So I have a lot, like 70. I've already done 3, so in the end it will look like this. I also want to say an update to my previous video on growing the cuttings of sequoia. That didn't really go well. That didn't go well at all. That was a complete failure, to be honest. But yeah. Still, I will also show you how I plant sequoia trees from the seeds, and that really works, and that's not so difficult at all. But now I need to replant these, so let's get into it. So, what I do, I put some mulch on the bottom of the pot, just to prevent the soil from spreading around and get some better drainage. I have a mixture of soil already prepared, so it's easy. And look at this, it's really easy to do. I don't want to damage any of the roots. Look at the roots, they're quite healthy. So I don't want to damage the roots at all. I just want the tree to grow like it would never been replanted. So it doesn't notice. It's just gonna be like when it wakes up, it has all the place it needs to grow faster. The bigger the pot, the faster the growth. But too big pot is a problem. So I just increase the size gradually. This is the third time I'm repotting these trees. So quick. All of them will become bonsai. So the next step, I think maybe even this year, I will start to do some bending and stuff like that. I will have to think about it if it's the right moment to do it. But some of them already look like a small bonsai. This one had a tough year. Last year I think this one would be a goner, but I chopped it off in the middle. There was some fungus, and look, I replanted it. I take care of this one. He got special care and he sprouted from all around. So now he has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has like 9 tops. This one will be a nice, beautiful bonsai. I can imagine this one will be. It already has this shape. Like, oh my god. Sometimes a mistake or can create some. It's the beauty of nature that can create something unexpected. This needs to be done now before they start growing. I always replant in the spring. Most of the plants and trees are still in the dormant. They are dormant, so they don't notice the thing. They go very easily. Look at these roots, so stuff in. trees like it because they've been growing since in that one since the seedlings. So the problem is I'm not always have enough rainwater, and the tap water is quite alkaline. So that one gonna decrease the acidity of the soil by time. So you always have to keep. But I don't measure acidity. It's quite. It's too much of a science. I just focus on having a nice soil. When I look at it, and when I feel it, and I see it, it should be like the one I want. I just take the soil from the garden. I add some special gardening soil and mulch. It's all right. And then I put in some fertilizer. But not now, not yet. When the trees start growing later. But one rule I learned the hard way: it's better to have no fertilizer than too much. Too much fertilizer will burn your plants, your trees, and there's no way back. But if you under fertilize or no fertilizer at all, the tree just it will just not grow so well, but it will not die. It's like overwatering, you know. When you overwater, it's very difficult to save the plant. But underwatering, yeah, the tree just gonna be like sad, but it's always easier to save. But for over fertilizing is most of the times, and from my experience, most of the time it means the plant will simply die. In a matter of 2-3 months, it will slowly die, and there's no way back. Maybe just removing the plant from the soil, putting it in clean water, and then plant it straight. But even this I tried and didn't save much. And you can also see I have Araucaria here, and it's not the biggest. This is also a 2-year-old tree. Also want to replant it. These trees require very deep pots, so actually it's quite a problem, quite a challenge to find deep pots, but always find something. Okay, I do this free, then I'm going to show you where I plant my seeds. Beautiful. 40 to go. So now I'm going to show you how I planted the seeds before, and how I do it now, and how I plan to do it. So this is something like a raised bed that is really high. In the past I grow sequoia trees here, but the one problem with this thing is how to take them out once they're bigger, because this is how they grow since last year. Actually, this is how a sequoia tree grows in 1 year. So it grows like 7-8 inches, about 20 in extreme conditions, 25 in some cases 25 centimeters. The problem with this one is if you take them when they're small, you damage the roots, you slow the growth, you kill a lot. If you let them be bigger, then you have a problem to take them out. Other problem is the soil is still frozen, so I cannot remove them even when they're sleeping. The only benefit of this bed was everything I put here grows no problem, because this one is outside, is open, and it has the exact conditions as in nature. Is great, but just the trouble of removing the plants from and also quite deep. The soil has over 20 centimeters deep. So I'm also having another trees here. So it's nice, but the moving around with the trees, the manipulation of the trees is not optimal. So what I plan in the future, I'm going to show you. I plan to spread seedlings into pots like this and use these super huge trays. So I will fill it completely with pots like this, with seedlings, and then I keep this outside. The benefit of this thing is quite high, and I can move a foil over it to either provide shadow or to keep the moisture in. So those big trays are really nice thing to have. But now I'm going to show you how I did it before I had those trays in my glass house. So this beauty is about 7, maybe 6 years old, and the bigger they are, the faster they grow. It's also Araucasia, and also I think it's about time to give it a bit of pot, because I'm still not convinced. Keep it in a pot or let it grow freely and plant it somewhere, but I have no place to put it. So we are in my glass house. Let's see. Okay, so the glass house went through some minor reconstruction. Basically it's completely empty. Oh, but the banana tree, I move it here, but I think it's a bit too hot maybe, and it's really hot here, almost 30 degrees. It's like summer. So I have some few things here that can withstand freezing, because it's still gonna be freezing. And this is how I have, this is my section of trees. These pots will eventually go out after the seedlings start sprouting. I just keep it here to boost the sprouting, so they get some more warm inside, because in outside it's still freezing a little bit in the morning, so that would still keep the seeds from germination. Here is like plus 20 almost always. It's very hot inside. So what you can see, I planted some acers. Basically it's all trees meant for bonsai. And here what I do, I create a rows, maybe like this far away from each other, like 5 centimeters, so 5 rows in each section, so 10 rows in the total tray. And I just spread the seeds about 3-5 centimeters from each other, maybe 1 centimeter under the soil. I cover it, tap it, water over, and then keep it here. Keep it moist, always moist. So look what I have here. A lot of stuff, amazing stuff. And as soon as they start growing, or the weather outside becomes permanently warm, I move this all outside. And this glass house is just meant for cactus. cactus and succulents, nothing else, and maybe some chili peppers, but nothing else gonna be here. And you can see I have some albizia here also. These grow perfectly outside, but I also want to speed up, so I plant stuff here just to increase the time. Okay, I have some more pots here. So I'm gonna, this is normally my working area, my working table, but since it's too far away from the place I have my sequoia trees, then I will not bother at all. Yeah, the garden is quite a mess after winter, so it will require lots of work. I just move all these palm trees and everything outside. They survive the winter, but there's lots of weed growing everywhere. I just need to remove it all. And here's some more sequoia trees here. Some more sequoia trees here. Abies koreana, Korean. Some more trees here. And there's even some cactus. It's my raised beds, also filled with sequoia trees that I need to replant. So this is what we've done. So basically I need to replant all these trees here. You see the pots, they're spread out. They're spread out because I don't want the sickness. In case some fungus attacks the tree, I don't want it to spread out, so I'm doing some spacing in between those trees. So yeah, just to keep it safe. So I hope you like this video, and see you in the next one.